A mother, a wife, a daughter, a sister, and a leader. These are quite examples of what a female has to wear, the hats that a female has to wear, and it's quite exhausting, it's quite much pressure, I could tell you. But women are not backing down. They're doing everything they can to attain leadership roles. And here are women that we are interviewing today as the rising women in our country. Hello, my name is Latricia Pamba, and you know me as the host of many interviews that I've been doing. These interviews are covering women leaders in our society, and I've been covering these women all day long. Oh my God. Okay, these interviews can be available on Mwananchi digital YouTube platform, but also the Citizen newspaper. On March 8th, Mwananchi Communications Limited, under its business flagship, The Citizen, is bringing to you the Citizen Rising Woman Initiative with the aim to empower and celebrate women leaders in our society.
Baada ya kumaliza kidato cha 4 sikuwa na uwezo wa kuendelea na shule. Ndio nilipoajiliwa rasmi Geita Gold Mine Limited na niliajiliwa kama dumper truck operator. Nilipata mafunzo kwa muda wa miezi 3. So miaka 14 sasa niko kwenye operation. Tunapoongelea dumper truck ni mashine kubwa, inahitaji ujasiri wa hali ya juu hasa kwa mwanamke. Cha kwanza uipende kazi. Kuwa strong, kama hujaipenda kazi you can't do it. Tulikuwa tuna roster ya siku 6. Tunafanya kazi mchana siku 3, tunafanya kazi usiku siku 3, tunapumzika siku 3. Mimi ninachokiamini, anachokifanya mwanaume nina uwezo wa kukifanya, inawezekana tena zaidi. Hilo dampa nimeliendesha, nilikuwa naendesha na wanaume. Kuna wanaume walikuwa hawawezi kumaliza usiku, lakini mimi nilikuwa naweza. So it's not about gender, ni uthubutu. Kuwa mwanamke haikufanyi wewe kuwa less. Anything the man can do, the woman can do better. That is what I believe. Geita Gold Mine Limited ina system yake moja, kwa issue ya matibabu. Dependents wanatibiwa, wewe mwenyewe unatibiwa. Education allowance wanalipa. Sasa inategemea na una watoto wangapi, lakini mwisho ni watoto 4. Thanks to Geita Gold Mine Limited ninaendelea na maisha, nimejenga. Nina binti yangu ana miaka 10 sasa hivi, namsomesha. Ndoto yangu kubwa ni kumuona anasoma na kupata professional nzuri. Hata kama professional haitampa matokeo positive, aende mbali zaidi. Ushauri wangu kwa madada, hakuna ambacho kinashindikana. Ni wewe tu unakuwa na ambition kiasi gani, kwamba unataka kufanya nini. So everything is possible.
That we have today is Ms. Mili Rughani, the Head of Business Development East Africa at Aga Khan Hospital Services. Welcome, Ms. Mili.
Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure here.
It's a pleasure having you.
Thank you.
I'd like to applaud you for the work that you have been doing. So I'd like to know, for me and for everybody that is watching here today, what is your story? What is your career journey until today you're the Head of Business Development, not just in Tanzania, but in East Africa?
Thank you. Thank you very much for the opportunity to be hosted by you. So my journey is been a long journey. I have been in the journey for 26 years now. But I started in India, in Mumbai, born and brought up in Mumbai in a family, a small family, middle class family with 4 of us: mom, dad, myself, and my little sister. And that's where it all started. I went into school in Mumbai. I studied in Mumbai in a university, and then started working. And I started working as, my first job was a tutor. I was actually tutoring at the Computer Institute, where I was tutoring programming, and that's where my journey started. Being in the middle class family, my values were being in the family, love for the family. Life has not been very smooth throughout the journeys. I had to work very early in my life to bring bread on the table, and hence you will see that my work experience has been quite a lot, because I have been working since a very young age. So I was studying and I was working, but that taught me a lot of things when I was young, that opportunities doesn't come to you. It is, you have to pick them up and see where you want to lead. Also made me believe that family values a lot. And then since that small age, I always had a vision of where I want to be and what I wanted to do. Not necessarily exactly what I wanted to do, but I always knew that what I want to be. My mom is a housewife and making homes. She makes a home for us. And looking at her, and I always had a vision that I want to be independent.
Yeah.
I want to be managing the home plus as well as I want to be making an impact. For me, from the very young age, what I wanted was to have an impact on whatever I do. And that is what I built my life into. Every step I took in my career had an approach of giving an impact back to the community, back to the people I have. And I started with very few kids where I started teaching, and that was my first touch to the impact. During the years, I have come across my journey of working in different organizations, starting with computer in India. Then my biggest bump in the career was working in Microsoft for 12 years. Then as a CEO for Zoom and Brighter Monday, and now at Aga Khan Health Services. During my journey also, I have moved in a lot of other countries. That has brought a good cultural mix into my style and understanding the different cultures really added a value. So that's my story in a brief.
Listening to your story, I could just say you have this self-drive, passion and self-drive to do more and be more. And I just came to understand also within the family environment, you had that pressure to do something, to become the breadwinner at a very young age. How did that impact you to become the strong woman you are today?
I think that itself made me strong, keeping in mind that I have to bring the bread back on the table. That put me out of my comfort zone.
Yeah.
So I remember when I did my first class when I was age of 16, when I stood in front of the class of average age of 30-35 years of students.
Well, that's bold.
Yes, but that was my out of my comfort zone, right? Because I had to earn, and for that I had to take that step. And actually, I think that helped me groom my whole career. That I don't have to be comfortable in what I'm doing, and that is the passion I always had. So my passion included technology. My passion included how can I be once I get comfortable in a chair, I start feeling that I need to do something more.
Yeah.
And that was self-motivation for me as well. And it's always give me a new challenge in my life of how do I make an impact in a different way.
Yeah, they usually say that mentorship plays a major role, when it comes to moving forward. Have you ever had any mentors in your life, and who were they? And also, are you mentoring any young girls right now?
Yes, so mentoring definitely plays a big role, but I didn't have any formal mentor as such, but I picked up mentors during my career as I moved. I picked up in Microsoft, I picked up when I was in Zoom, Brighter Monday, and even now I have mentors. But mentors play a big role purely because when you are at work, when you're busy in your life as a woman, you have so many priorities, right?
Sure.
You have your work, you have your family, you have your kids, you have your husband, you have kitchen.
True.
Yeah. So in that, lot of times you try to lose the track of what you're doing. You might fall into the 9-to-5 job that what is you have been hired for, but that mentor actually helps you to take that ride and challenges you. If you're comfortable, if you're too comfortable, now is the time to do something different.
Yeah.
And I think it's very critical to have a mentor in your life, not necessarily a formal mentor, but even an informal mentor. And to your second question, yes, I do mentor 3 women.
Nice.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I do them, and it's a fantastic a good feeling that I get when I mentor and when I see them growing from where they are to where they are now, where they were.
Yeah. So let's say they say that women, we're business strategy. They say when you keep women are on the top management roles, they become this. They bring this sense of power, but also they're money people. They can manage money well, even more than men. So why are companies or organizations not investing much more in women, especially when it comes to the top management roles. I believe you're a business person, so you probably understand this context quite well.
Yes.
Why are we not investing in more women when it comes to the top management roles? Because I believe when you give a woman that position, they can make an impact, they can make a huge difference.
I think I can't agree more to that. Latest stats shows that organizations which had more than 75% of women in the high level had grown the profit from between 5 to 20% worldwide. Africa stats is even different. It's even 30%. So whenever there's a women on top, the profits are more, and there are pure reasons for that, right? Because women thinks out of the box, women thinks more emotionally, women are more customer focused, women are more able to connect the people and bring the best out of it. So women leadership is definitely something that organizations are now looking at, but there's always a cultural myth when it comes to women, and that started way old in our generations, where men used to go to the farm because they are stronger. Manufacturing field, men used to go because they are built for strong, right? And women would stay home and take care of the kids. So it started all the way then, and even now, whenever there is a hiring opportunity, and the thought comes in what age she is. If it's the age of 20, 25, she'll get married, she'll have kids, she won't be able to deliver but that is quantified, right? Because if you see, women give much more into the business through the intellectual power they have and the capacity to manage so many balls, right? We are born for multitasking, so which we give. We give our best to everything we put in, and I think that change actually needs to be driven by we women. We need to think strong about ourselves. We need to prove. Why do we have to prove that we are strong? We are strong. I mean, I don't like the statement when people ask, so it is women empowerment, but why should women be empowered? We are already powerful. So why
are you saying women empowerment?
Absolutely.
Exactly. So okay, because now you've highlighted something else which we're focusing now on the woman herself. So we have our own internal problems. Okay, we can blame the word women, we can blame the men, but it's also up to us, right? So what are the 3 things that you think a woman or women in general could do to ensure that we are starting to reach at a place where we have an equal, we are closing the gender gap?
So I think you're right. We should be taking the challenge is to us, because this comes from the beliefs that has been had for women. I think from my perspective, 3 tips I would give to the upcoming women is believe in yourselves. That is a most critical thing. Don't take yourself to be weaker than men. We are more powerful. It is proven historically. Who men can deliver a baby? What more do you want? I mean, we are the strongest. Right? So believe in yourself. Very, very, very critical. And I believe when there's a will, there's a way. So if you put your heart inside, you will get it. And thirdly is keep educating yourself. One of the most important thing in whether it's men or women, it is that you have to keep learning. Every day you learn. And today's world is even so much better that you have everything on the phone or on the internet. I mean, my days when I was in the school, I had to go to the library to read. But I think keep learning. I think that's the most important thing. Three tips I would give to the women.
Thank you. Okay, let's go back to Aga Khan Hospital Services. Are there any policies within the hospital, the company in general, that is working on towards having an equal future with women in leadership?
Absolutely, yes. Aga Khan Health Services, we do have policies. We have we also have actually hired a gender equality person on ground who takes care of that balances. But generally, if you see, we are already sitting at a little bit less than 50-50, because a lot of our roles have nurses, have fundraising, have operators and things. So there's a lot of women that we already have, and we have conscious mechanism of how we do it. So we're already at 45%. Even at the leadership level, our board is quite mixture of men and women, and we're also sitting somewhere at 45% in the senior leadership as well. So there's a lot of effort it goes on into it.
Nice. So okay, let's talk about skills. I read a little bit about you, and you seem to be really equipped when it comes to different skills that actually could make you one of the strongest leaders I could have come to know you today. So give me 3 leadership skills or business skills or any kind of skills that if we have them, they're going to contribute much to moving us forward today.
So business skills, I would say first is my passion since a very young age has been technology. Because I started learning technology when I was again in the college, so that's been something I'm passionate about. And if you ask me, did I know where I want to be? I didn't know when I was small. All I wanted to know was that I want to be successful.
Yeah.
All I wanted to know was I have some passion within me, and one was technology, another one was giving back to the community. I think that was on the top of the rank, and I always wanted I was passionate about giving equal time to my work and my family.
Yeah.
That was the most I was passionate about, and that's what drew me. I always looked at different initiatives that come as a tech-wise, because today's world is technology, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we like it or no, we have to be that change agent which brings the change. Look at banks, they become an app. Look at health sector, it's become all digital. So technology is something that I'm very passionate about, and I would suggest everybody at this generation and over should definitely look at technology. I remember my mom, who is somewhere in 70s now, still very, very nicely sits on the phone and does everything on the phone. Thanks to COVID again, it is even ordering online. Now she has learned how to order online, and everything happens online. So technology is something I would really suggest to be successful. And another thing I would also suggest for being a business successful is to have to make sense of the demand of the people, right? The business is, or you can only deliver the value if you know what the demands of the countries, of the industry is. So those are the tips I would give.
So that's basically sign or dive into tech, know everything about tech, learn how to use tech whoever you are, but also be consumer focused and know your market.
Absolutely, very, very important.
Yeah, thank you for those tips. Okay, the last question, I'd like you to speak to your younger self, your 13 self, your teenager, you're just 13. Speak to the young Mili. What would you have told her knowing what you know today?
I think I would have told her to pay attention to details. I think that's something I've learned as I grow. That paying attention to the details is very, very critical, and that brings you to the level where you have the confidence of talking, because you know what the details are. Another tip again I would say is read. Make sure you have a lot of time and you put a lot of time on reading. And thirdly, I mean, when you're young, you don't give time to yourself. One of the tips I would give to myself is that make sure you have me time.
Yeah.
Make sure you do self-care. Make sure you have the time for exercise. Make sure you eat healthy. So self-care is very, very critical. And as you grow in your life, that is what helps you to actually sustain yourself and get that positivity in the era when there were so much challenges.
Thank you, Mili. Thank you for sitting here with me. It was quite a wonderful interview. There's so much that I've learned from you. Thank you for being the hero that you are.
Thank you. Pleasure.
Well, if you think that women cannot do it, we are still proving you wrong again and again. Look at Miss Mili here, and she's been quite a wonderful woman, a phenomenal woman, wearing many hats, and actually she's a business guru. Here she is proving to you that everything is possible when you put your mind through it. My name is Latricia Pamba, and I was hosting this interview just to remind you that on March 8th, we are bringing the Citizen Rising Woman Initiative that will be happening at Serena Hotel, and you should be there. But also, you could read our interview on the Citizen newspaper, but also watch it on Mwananchi digital YouTube platform. Thank you.